Now, folks, I have to tell you about Donate for Destiny. Dicey Cantina is proud to join the Donate for Destiny team supporting Child's Play charity. Child's Play provides toys and video game consoles to hospitals and domestic violence shelters in order to make a children's stay a little bit more comfortable. For every $4 you donate, we will add a light side Destiny token to our Destiny pool for our players. If you donate $10 or more, you get to decide whether the Destiny pool is all dark side or all light side. With every donation, we will read your custom message during the start of the next available recording with our crew. Want to send a message to your friend? Introduce an advertisement of your own podcast? This is your chance. Donate for Destiny is the brainchild of Mark from Coruscant Knights fame, but every good deed deserves a little friendly competition, so be sure to visit our donation page in the show notes for more details. And for this series, we have two special guest stars. Joe from the New Republic Radio and Mark from Coruscant Knights will be joining us for Capo to Capo. These guys were a blast to play with, and y'all are in for a treat. If you haven't yet, you need to check out their shows. And with all that out of the way, our story begins as always, on a planet far, far away, a long time ago.
Now, I have a very important question that we have not addressed yet. When exactly is this taking place? I'm just wondering if we can get there ahead of time. We might be able to get in through security before security is even there.
Mm. Oh, security is already there, as is the items. Mm. In fact, I'll be leaving from this briefing to go meet up with the caterers in order to get in under my cover.
My partner always said, you don't really want to cause any sort of fuss unless you're on your way out already. The easier we get in using these fake IDs, the better it'll be, especially if we're going to have to locate our target on the grounds and develop a plan.
Look, Veer, I'm not saying the explosives are plan A.
Well, I'm not saying...
Just a plan.
They're a plan.
I'm not saying they're not. They're not plan A.
Then I like the way you think, my boy.
I suppose... well, we can't confirm it on the schematic. If you wanted to try and bypass the front gate to bring in everything that you would want, you'd have to go through the jungles to come in from the vegetation side. It might be challenging, but it could be doable.
Oh, ghastly.
Is there a way we could conceal some of your architectural tools in some sort of artsy thing? I mean, are we going to be able to bring something with us maybe to put up for auction, perhaps?
It's entirely possible.
That's interesting. Bring an item to auction while attending an auction.
Yeah, and then you fill it with explosives,
the standard fill with explosives maneuver.
The old bomb in a statue trick.
Right, the old Tibanan horse.
Thank you. Yeah, the Tibanan. Thank you.
Where they filled a model of a horse with Tabana gas and then lit the whole thing on fire. Yes, and we all know the old legend. Yes, of course. That's a fantastic idea. I was
Brac's
merely
back in his datapad.
I was merely thinking it might behoove me to see if there were any spare parts around here. Maybe I could rig up something in my briefcase to sort of block a signal, to block scans a bit, though that might set off suspicions if they can't see in it.
Suddenly, a sword appears in Veer's hand. And he pauses for a second and then hands it over to you and says, check out that there's a scan blocker in the hilt there that may give you some ideas.
Can I roll something on this? Can I roll?
Yes, absolutely. And before you guys even do that, we didn't roll the destiny roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't.
But I always try and create scenarios where you have to use your destiny tokens. So you guys should all do a destiny roll and tell me where we're at. And then we can start rolling stuff to hide your weapons. Because that's what we should do next.
Okay.
1 black.
Oof. 2 black.
2 white.
Thank you. You have 3 light and 2 dark.
Okay, excellent.
Is your
3 dark? I rolled 2 dark side points.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
So 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Yes.
Nice balance to the force.
Yep.
Yes, that feels good. So yeah, Brac directs you guys. There's an armory storeroom off the wing by the briefing room that Ginkgo and Mem, who nobody's met but meet the GM, store their engineering gear and replacement parts and things along those lines. And so you guys have parts, and you can tell me how you want to go about stealthifying what weapons, and we can make some rolls.
I was just going to say, I wanted to take a look at the signal blocker. What exactly is it? Or can I roll a mechanics on it to sort of get an idea?
If you end up rolling on it to do any kind of maintenance or investigation, it's going to be, it does add a black to that mechanics check.
Okay.
But what it does, it's a weapon signature reduction, and it increases the difficulty checks when using a scanner to search for the weapon by 2. So going through a scanner is gonna make it easy to get through a scanner.
Joe, why don't you roll like a perception or an engineering against the weapon? So let's make that. What's Veer's deception?
Yep. My deception is actually 1 yellow and 3 green.
So let's say that's how hard it is to learn about Veer's sword.
Okay. Plus,
I think Sindra is doing her best to show Lo what he's missing. So I'd like to maybe have a setback in there for that. For her
boost
just poking around and telling him what he's doing wrong.
She's getting in the way. So,
Yep.
Rude.
It's going to be a hard check.
I'll take it.
Rude.
I'll take it.
This is a lot of dice already.
Yeah.
And am I adding a boost for Veer directing me to some of the things? Or no?
Yes. Okay, wait. Yes, this makes perfect sense. So you have 2 people pointing things out on the hilt of a vibro sword.
One of them's right, one of them's wrong.
And it is extremely distracting. Yep.
Yes.
And yeah, the shot of this is, or the shot after that is like just a close up of the glasses, the pince nez glasses, the little round, just sort of like focusing, unfocusing, like crap.
The dark black eyes darting back and forth from who do I pay attention to?
Oh man, it's not great.
That's never a good one.
It's not great, guys. This is a success or 2 successes, threat, and a despair.
Yes.
Oh well, I mean,
first roll of the session, despair.
You gotta get those away early.
So yeah, I think Lo definitely understands how it works, how it integrates into the signal of the circuitry, and how that helps to mask the sword's signature and all of its energy circuits. So he's like, okay, I have a good idea of how to incorporate this into my briefcase. But yeah, then I still have a threat and a despair.
So simple for the threat. You sliced your finger.
Great.
On the sword. You can suffer a strain for that.
Great. This vile weapon. It's so crude.
Veer nods his head like, yeah, it's pretty great, right?
Is the despair that none of the parts that Lo needs are here?
Crap.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
He knows exactly how to do it, but he can't do it.
Yeah, he's like looking for big sheets. So he starts going around and looking for like essentially large sheets of lead to just stick in the lining and then put sort of like this, and then sort of like run a current through it, essentially aping what that signature blocker does. And there are no large sheets of lead, because why would there just be large sheets of lead laying around?
Right. Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be large sheets of lead? This is a ship.
I think I'm gonna kind of yes and no you into kind of a slightly different direction. I think it's the electronics that are needed to mask the signal are missing, and I think that. Yeah, you've got 2 successes, so you know exactly how this will work. Your other success is that you know that you could take this out of Veer's sword to make it work in your briefcase.
Oh, man.
But your despair, of course, is that you don't have a way of recreating this in any way.
Yeah.
So if you can talk Veer into giving up a major component of his sword.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to buy.
You can hide the briefcase.
No, he wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't do that. He would set immediately to figuring out the problem. So he's going to go off and rummage through all the things, even though they keep telling him, you've already looked in that drawer. He's still going to look again.
Sindra is weighing the options, whether a bomb is more useful or a sword is more useful, because she's pretty sure that she could charm Veer into giving up his sword.
So, behind the screen, you should know that Veer's sword is his hero item.
Yeah. No.
So,
no, she thinks the better of it. She can see that it means something to him, and she knows about having something that means something to you.
So you can still disguise the briefcase, but you can't get the advantage of the signal blocker to it.
It might just end up being then that he does take these large sheets of lead out of some of the paneling of the room itself and like just slides them into the lining and goes, well, it's better than nothing.
How many explosives did you fit in there?
Oh boy, how much time do you have?
Is this like a standard size briefcase?
Oh yeah, totally. So there's 2 detonite charges and then 3 each frag grenades and 3 foam cast cans. Because, you know, sometimes you need to blow stuff up, but sometimes you need to repair stuff too.
Actually, those foam cast cans might come in handy for like locking security doors, locking people behind doors, things like that. So,
what is sticking people? I'm simply.
Let's see, Veer. I guess I'm gonna have to leave my knives here because I
can start unpacking all the knives that Veer.
Veer just starts pulling knives out of his coat.
Sindra is going to offer to carry the knives.
Okay.
I think I can get these in.
Veer looks at Sindra and nods approvingly and starts handing her knives. So, give you the parrying dagger and the combat knife.
I hope they don't get taken from me.
That's all right. He's not that attached to him. It's the sword that gets him. But of course, the brass knuckles already have a bonus to being hidden, and then his garrote is actually hidden as a woven bracelet on his wrist. So I'm hoping that kind of because there's nothing real special about a cord with a knot in it for strangling people.
There's nothing special about a watch, and that is what Sindra is wearing. And she also has her little remote, who she named Kid. And Kid is just going to act as security. He'll just hover around, and I assume he won't be the only remote in this at this event, so they should not take him from us.
Does Kid have any weapons?
Nope.
This can't be a problem.
Kid is just a little recon remote that can get into tight spaces and show us what's in them.
I mean, you guys sound like you're pretty much set. The mechanics, if you want to do any more preparation for your weapons or the things you want to sneak in, is that I'll be rolling the security's perception against your stealth. If you want to roll, Joe, if you want to roll another mechanics for the benefit of your lead-lined briefcase.
Sure.
Instead of upgrading it, we're setting black die to it, or causing more problems for you, depending on how you roll.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
This be a hard check.
Okay.
Because it's starting to get heavy. So just 3 purple.
I want to, if it's okay with everyone, I want to flip a destiny point. From the signal blocker has sort of the gears in Lo's mind turning, and he's as he's sliding in these lead pieces and trying to adjust them just right. It's not just blunt force, sort of like this is the solution. It's just this is all I have, so this is what we're gonna make do with, sort of deal. But he's trying to like do these little bits and things, and you can see like it's Zach Galifianakis meme is what I'm trying to get at is the moment for this. Yeah, that's good. Great. It is 3 successes and 2 threats. So it's definitely like wedged in there nice. It's got everything blocked out. I think what I said before might have to be the threat here, though, is that the way, for whatever reason, the way that the lead blocks the signal in the scanner, it makes them more suspicious. So they got to do something. It might not be like they, confiscated or whatever, but like there would have to be like some sort of extra hurdle to clearing this briefcase.
Yeah. They'll be real suspicious of the fact that you're bringing a briefcase in.
Yeah.
And such a heavy
And
one.
why it weighs so much.
Veer's actually ready. I'm actually ready to go with something for that. I was thinking of Veer spouting out Druckenwell, the Druckenwell property code about how they can't actually touch that guy's property unless they have a warrant, and then that's what the scanner is for. So if the scanner's not being tripped, they have no probable cause, and if they're going to touch it, he's going to report him to the authorities.
I've even got a secondary explanation for it, that if it comes up, I'll add it in.
So as you guys complete your preparations for your stealthy entrance for the weapons, you guys leave Central Isthmus, which I didn't tell you guys, but is the slum city of Druckenwell. It's a failed like housing development that all of the people who don't actually work for a corporation go and live in. So it's nothing great. It's just kind of this marsh, murky town. Then you guys head to the ferry, and it takes you to Reynosa. You guys are able to get by taxi to the main entrance of the gate. And as you step out of the taxi, and it takes off, some droid taxi, and it goes boop boop boop, because I make Blue's Clues noise for droids now. I think that has to be a thing I do. You guys see two security officers basically in front of a what do you call the arm thing? That
Gate?
The gate?
The portcullis.
I called it a gate. Really.
What is it,
I
architect?
don't think it has a technical name.
No, the archway and the stonework around the archway makes it more of a portcullis than simply an arch. If it was more of a solid piece, then it would be just an arch, a simple archway. But you see, the individual stone masonry makes it more of a portcullis.
Yes.
You see Veer's head tilting again.
And just like a tiny little a whole new world.
Yeah. He's looking at the archway now. Oh, I see.
I love that Veer's eyes are being opened up to architecture.
I think Vias and I can agree that this is just a simple checkpoint. Nothing fancier than that.
Veer reluctantly nods.
So, and I should specify that Brac has already left you guys. So it's just the three of you guys. There's two security guards there that are wearing very imperial uniform looking, but not imperial. What am I trying to say? Like they are dressed to the nines. They look very fancy. For security guards, but they're not wearing stormtrooper armor, but they definitely have that demeanor about them that they don't want to be messed with, and they're just kind of casually standing in front of the entrance. Behind the gate, you guys can see the pathway that leads to the mansion where the auction is going to be held, and the gate itself is dwarfed a bit by a giant hedgerow that covers the front around fence-wise.
Can their uniforms be these super crisp Imperial uniforms that look fancier than any Imperial uniform you've seen on somebody of their rank, but they're also wearing one of those giant, shiny black buckets on their head? Like the Star Troopers?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I'll take that.
So it's like the Stormtrooper Pulp Fiction meme thing, except for it's all black. I love that.
I suppose we approach the gate.
Yeah.
It'll be a shame if we have to put any blaster bolts in them. Those are really crisp uniforms.
Veer pats his pocket, make sure he's got his ID with, or his pass with him.
Yeah. And you guys should decide before you walk up, are you going to go as a group, or are you guys going to go individually?
I think we should go as a group.
Yeah.
The GM always tempts you to split the party.
Yeah, you never split the party.
Not yet. I think we will split the party later. Once we're in the party, we can split the party.
Oh, I think especially because all of our credentials specify that we are a unified attaché. And quite honestly, Sindra, I might need your skills of persuasion to get my briefcase through this checkpoint.
And I've got the story for us, so we should all go together.
We'll follow your lead.
We approach the guards with our passes in hand.
And our hearts on our sleeve.
Hand shoot straight up. Stop. Papers, please.
Here's my pass. We are attachés of the small arms dealer, Kishtikati. He is afraid he cannot be here tonight, but we are here to purchase art on his behalf. And we pass.
What's an arms dealer want art for?
He's a collector.
He likes the finer things in life.
Have you not heard of Kishtikati? Small arms for small arms. He's a Chadra fan. He's a Chadra fan. He makes beautiful blasters with the smallest stocks you've ever seen.
I don't have much use for tiny blasters.
Well, he has use for art, and that's why we're here. I hand him my pass.
He gives it a scan and kind of a once-over and says, we have to check each of you for weapons before you enter.
By all means. And she opens up her trench coat and shows that she's got her remote and a data pad and 2 weapons. Now,
wait, what?
Okay, just going right for it. Nice. All right.
We'll have to take those. No weapons are allowed inside.
Are you taking weapons from Pana the Hutt's men?
Yes.
Are you? She looks at him seriously. Are you really? Would you do that?
He shuffles his feet a little bit, but yes, of course.
Look at us. Look at the 3 of us. You don't need to take these weapons from us. You truly don't. There's nothing for you to be afraid of here. All I have are these 2 knives anyway.
Oh, just those. Well, I'll have to check the others for weapons.
I know.
Particularly that briefcase is rather large. We at least have to scan that.
You can scan it all you want. That's perfectly fine. Of course. I submit to any of your searches that you need. Don't open the briefcase, though. It's very important art evaluation. Very sensitive to light.
I guess we'll scan the thing, and I want to roll some dice for that to see how that goes.
I would also like to charm them into letting me take these 2 knives in.
Yes, I think we should do that too.
They are artifacts, after all.
Artifacts?
Can't you see the intricate carvings on the handle of this blade? She takes it out and shows it to him. It's over 4,000 years old.
He side-eyes his partner and kind of like nods, like, yes.
Veer kind of looks over his shoulder at his knife, and he's like, really?
It's beautiful. The craftsmanship in this piece.
So let's roll the charm first.
Okay. Tell me my difficulty.
So he's 2 red and a purple to charm.
Biscuits.
2 red and a purple. Well,
yeah.
Let's see what I can do about that. So I'm going to suffer 1 strain to use congenial to downgrade it once. So it's going to be 2 purple and a red. And then I'm going to go ahead and suffer. So I suffered 1 strain for that, suffered 2 more to upgrade my ability. So I'm rolling 3 yellows, 2 purples, and a red.
Do falling have like a natural like boost die too, right?
Pheromones.
Nice.
Yeah, he's starting to feel a little warm.
Yeah. She's taken this knife out and she's gotten really close to him. And she's like holding it up and pointing at clearly these runes are they're beautiful, aren't they?
Manufactured in Druckenwell. What do we get?
Great. I got 3 successes, 3 threats, and a despair.
Oh, I'm loving this.
But I succeeded.
Got some solid rolls going tonight.
He's leaned in close.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at the runes. A little too close.
Starting to make her feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then unfortunately she kind of looks up and she notices that he's closed his eyes. And he's puckered his lips out a little bit. And he's like leaning in.
Buddy.
No, thank you. No.
What? Huh? Yes, of course. I do need your comm frequency for
They're wearing buckets. He actually lifted up his bucket to do that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He had the faceplate to it. Yes.
So he like.
I'm sure that's what caught Syndra's attention was the click, the.
My comm number. Are you sure you need it?
Just to it's policy in case I have to get a hold of you.
Sure. It's 527-674-1238. I'd like to roll a deception check.
If you are not giving the correct comm, yes.
I'm not.
Veer's counting on his fingers, and he's pretty sure that's not enough numbers.
So the despair is going to be that he's still going to, Joe, you're still going to have to roll to stealth the briefcase.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So in the kiss that he went for without permission, this jerk, is two strain as well.
Oh man. Okay.
Wow, man.
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, you just roll some advantage and you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's not happening. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on my deception check and one more threat. It was enough numbers.
Well, rolling this all in together, I'll save it for next time. He may or may not leave his post at some point during the party.
Great.
That's all I'm going to say.
Great.
But yeah, he totally buys that you've given him the right number. He's very intently written it down.
Sindra gives him significant eyes and asks, "What's your name, soldier?"
My name?
Mm-hmm.
My name is
Sorry.
No. It's good. I would go something really easy, but I felt like you've got him such over a barrel with those pheromones that he doesn't even know his own name at this point. As the smitten guard stammers over his name, the partner comes over to Lo and scans the briefcase. So let's roll that.
You know what? I'm going to play to my instincts. While this whole thing is taking place and there's that really weird interaction, and Veer and I definitely look at each other while it's happening and go, what did we miss? But the other guard is also sort of you see his bucket tilt as he looks at that. He's like, what? And while this is happening, I'm going to clock a bush right next, the hedgerow right next to the scan point. And I'm just going to slip the briefcase in underneath the bush and hide it there rather than trying to get it through the scanner. Soldier, I never had a briefcase. I think you're mistaken. That was simply the data pad I have on my hip that I carry with me so that we know what our benefactor is looking to bid on.
And as he is saying that, Sindra puts a finger on the soldier's chin and turns his head back towards her. They're talking.
It is 2 successes and a threat.
Can Given sweat?
That's a good question.
Wow.
How much is Lo sweating right now?
We are really getting into the weeds of species biology tonight. I'm gonna say they can, but when they seal their bodies, when they seal their exoskeletons, if that happens, there's a special sweat reservoir gland that then purges later on as tears or maybe there's just an outpouring.
It's something around the waist, I think.
Yeah, or maybe recycles into the waste system. I don't know. That one I'm not sure. But when the exoskeleton seals, they sweat internally.
So your threat is that you clinched.
Lo speaks directly to the GM, to the force itself, and goes, "What if you want to be that crass about it? I suppose." Clenching.
End of episode. That's all for this week, and I want to say a special thank you to Mark and Joe for joining us. Be sure and check out their shows for more lovable antics. I know I will. If you're enjoying the show and want to help us grow, tell us about it on Twitter at Dicey Cantina, or drop us a line at diceycantina@gmail.com, or send us a voice message over at anchor.fm/dicey-cantina. We may even play those on air. Of course, subscribe and rate us on your favorite podcatcher and YouTube. And don't forget about Donate for Destiny. Muck about with our Destiny pool and help children in difficult medical and familial situations have a little bit easier time through Child's Play. The Donate for Destiny team can't reach our $500 goal without your help, so please give if you can. Links all are in the show notes, and we'll see you next week in the Dicey Cantina.